Hello and welcome to your reading. As you can see, there are no zodiac signs and no pick a card. This message will only find you if this is actually what your energy is going through right now. So let's see, we're doing an energy check-in for the person that came across this reading today. You have confront, cool. I'm getting a very interesting energy about this. The energy that I'm getting from this reading is that, well, I'm seeing this like brick wall, okay, that you have been like facing for a while. And it's like you've really been like breaking this wall down almost to a point where you can step over it and like get to the other side. But the more you broke it down, it's like this energy opened up. It's almost like this portal has opened up inside this brick wall. And now what's staring back to you from this portal is your shadow staring back to you, but also endless possibility is also staring back at you. And you're looking at your shadow and you're like debating, you're observing your shadow, you're debating, you're like, whoa, like this is it, like this is the last time that you're viewing this specific shadow print of yourself, that it is flowing into the ethers. That energy print really is leaving you. It's like you're looking at it and you're like, wow. And you're thinking about all of the versions that the shadow print of yours had. It's like all of these different versions of you. And you're looking at it and you're not celebrating, you're not happy, you're not like overjoyed by the fact that you're moving on from that shadowy energy. You're just simply observing it in complete neutrality, because finally you're able to be neutral. You don't feel anything towards it. You know that it simply just is, that this simply is just a moment of moving towards the next phase in your life, that you simply learned all of the lessons that you had to learn when you were that shadowy version of yourself. And you're moving on from it. You're choosing just to observe it go away. You're choosing to just observe it, like detach from you. And with it, it's like it's not taking this wall with it, but it also doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter because you've made your decision. You've made your decision not to follow it where it's going. You made your decision to step over the wall and to get to the other side of the wall that you've been wanting to. And the shadowy side of you could not go with you to the other side of the wall. And that is why it's leaving, it's departing from you when you are just in front of like stepping over that wall. There's like this energy of like peace that's coming with it, but not even peace. I'm feeling true neutrality, like being genuinely neutral about the situation, about the experience. It's like you're feeling yourself changing. You can feel yourself change on like a cellular level, and you're not trying to control anything. You're not trying to make it go faster. You're not like, oh my gosh, yes, finally you've broke the chains, yes, you are finally healed. Like you're not doing any of that. In fact, I almost feel this level of respect. Like as this version of you changes, you're just observing. You feel nothing. You're just observing, because you know that all that you endured as this shadow version of yourself. So one becomes a shadow version of themselves when a wound is so big that the wound becomes their identity. When a wound becomes the identity, then they have taken on the form of that wound. like as a physical person. But once that wound is healed and the chains to that wound is broken, the person cannot remain in that identity. That identity has to leave. But a lot of the times within that identity, a person experiences many versions of themselves, and there are many different timelines of themselves. Like, for example, they dated this person, and then they dated that person, and then they had that friendship, and then they started that professional venture, and then they started gymming, and then they started doing that, and they quit that habit. They started doing that, and you have all of these memories as a wounded version of you. But as the wound heals, there's no possible way that that identity can remain. It leaves with the wound. And that is exactly what is happening right here. It's like it's neutrality. It's just observation. You're just observing yourself transforming into the identity that is balanced and the identity that's healed. And then it's also respect, because you're bowing your head here. You're bowing your head in respect. What is this control about? Flow. Awaiting results. Okay. You know what's really interesting about this energy is that there is no urgency. I'm not picking up on a singular level of urgency in this whole entire reading. There is none. There is no urgency. There's just certainty. You know what happens in your body. You know that. You also knew when the wounded version of you became your identity, because usually this is what happens when a wound is so big to a point where the person becomes the wound and they become the identity formed from the wound. It is something that they can describe as the most painful experience of their life, because that is the moment that they feel like they have truly lost, that they have truly been defeated. And then they learn to love themselves even through the wound. They learn to love themselves even through the pain that they have experienced. And the same happens when that wounded identity leaves. When the wounded identity leaves, it's not a celebration. It's a wow, like you actually were not defeated. You actually were not conquered. That you were always there. There was just this layer of shadow above you that was this wound. And it's a whole perspective change where your whole world is just opening up, and you enter this state of flow that cannot be described in words, so I will not even try to. Because it is the purest state of flow that anybody can be in. It is a direct link between you and Source, between you and the Creator. And there's no words in any language that can fully describe the divinity of that flow, of feeling like there's nothing between you and Source. It's just you, who you were created to be, no static, and the link that you have to the divine creator, to the creator of you. And you're open. And you're open to that energy, and that energy is flowing through you, and you are flowing to it, and it's marvelous. And at the same time, what you're seeing flowing through you is the results that you have been waiting on. It's the results that you have been waiting on. And it's almost like you're realizing in this state, you're like, wow, obviously. It's like your whole mind is just opening up and everything just makes sense and like everything just clicks together for you because you're realizing you're like, obviously it didn't come in for the shadow wounded version of you because it was never gonna conquer you. You were always going to overcome it, and you were always going to be who you are, not the identity of who the wound wants you to be. That was always a part of your plan and always a part of your life. Not for a second did you accept the reality that you are going to be this identity of the wound. Never. Never. So of course, the results that you have been waiting for, it's like your mind just opens up and everything the last couple years of your life just makes complete sense. It is this gigantic aha realizations, but without any reactions, because again, you're not reacting. It feels like a very divine moment where you're just observing and you're just awareness. That's it. You're just awareness. You're not the person. You're not the wound. You're not the past. You're not the present. You're not the future. You're just the awareness that has been aware of everything, that is aware of everything, and that is so fully locked into the awareness of that moment. You might move. Success and growth. This whole experience might take you to a different place in life. So you might change residence, or you might move across country or to a different country, a different city, like something like that. I feel like this situation is moving you. It's moving you to a different location where there's going to be a lot of success and growth in your life. And at the bottom is love. Okay. In the present moment, you are choosing exactly what to give your energy to. You are choosing what battle to tackle that specific day. And you are finding such incredible balance within your daily life that you are the one that's in control. That this wound, it's not in control even right now, even if this whole situation has not transpired yet. It's still not in control because you're the one choosing. You are in control right now. Okay? So this is your energy check-in. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I hope that it could help you in any way possible. Bye.